Okay. So we're going to look at basically three pieces of functionality as it relates to the claims administrator side for the downgrade. I have several test claims in the system that we've been testing with, so we'll go into a few of those to show you what it looks like. So I'll cover the downgrading first, and then we'll look at the split claim scenario where the date spans 9/30 through 10/1. So I have a couple claims in here ready for us to review. Basically the process, and forgive me because I wasn't here for the beginning of the presentation, but the process should be somewhat similar to what you're doing in SSI today. So I'm going to go ahead and open up two claims, and what we're going to look at in these two claims are, this is basically scenarios where there is a one-to-one match when you do a downgrade. So the downgrade functionality for CA is actually on the claim UI. So basically, the user would come in, make any corrections, any sort of edit that may hit the claim, any sort of normal edit in my tool, make all those corrections. This particular claim has no edit. I know that's no edit. But when you are ready to shut down a claim, it's pretty easy. There is a little downgrade button right here under your phone Care 66. So the process, as I understand it, if you've got a one-to-one match, you have a green light to go ahead and downgrade the claim and send the claim out the door. So this particular claim is an example of just that. So I'm going to go ahead and click the downgrade button, and you're going to get a pop-up, and this will basically show you the crosswalk. So it takes your ICD-10 codes that are currently on the claim, and it shows you the corresponding ICD number. So you can do your once over here, make sure the codes look correct. If you see any inaccuracies, you can always cancel out, go to a claim and make a correction. But if you're good with this, all you would do is click finish downgrade, and you can see in the background the codes change. So now I have, So now I have a diagnosis version of 9. I have my ICD-9 code. I'm going to go ahead and edit my claim just to see if any additional edits hit. In this particular claim, you do have some. So I do have an E code over here that truly is invalid, so that would need correction, obviously. But other than that, if you are in a position where this claim is a tax claim, your last step would just be to save the claim, and it would go out to the payer through your normal processing for the normal claim. Go ahead and save that claim. Up in your claim messages, you're going to be able to see that the claim was downgraded. You can get to that little message. I've been playing with this claim all morning. Here's my message. So I just did that. Claim was downgraded. It's telling me my version qualifier was changed from 0 to 9. It tells me all the codes, the I-10 code, what the new I-9 code is. So all of that is documented in your claim messages. The qualifiers, even though you're not physically changing the qualifiers, they're changing in the background, but those are also documented as well. If you want to take a look at your claim to see what it will look like when it goes to the payer, you can still use your view button that you used today. And let me just scroll down real quick for those of you that are familiar with with 837. You can see that your qualifiers are the I-9 qualifiers, so they're missing the A, which is the DJs and the DNs and the DF. So you can verify that that claim, when it goes out the door, is going to actually be an I-9 claim. So let me go to the next claim. We'll go ahead and review the same process again just to make sure you're okay with it. So again, this is an example where you've got one-to-one matching. You can see your table here, see your crosswalk. It's finished downgrading. Close out your okay. Go ahead and edit your claim to ensure you don't have any additional edits. This claim is a past claim. I would just save it and just lock the door during the processing. Okay. Yes, I'm going to show you that right now. Yes. So this particular claim that I have is actually going to be a one-to-many match, and I've specifically marked up the claim to make it fit that way. So when I click the downgrade button, now you see you've got some drop-downs in here. So these are going to be codes that have one-to-many matches. So as I understand that the process is to request an assist from HIM to get guidance on the code, for which code we need to select. That's still the case, correct? Okay. So once you, let me walk through the one-to-many. So this particular claim has a one-to-many scenario. So when you click the downgrade button, you still get your table. So these codes here are one-to-one, one-to-one. This particular code here is a one-to-many. So this particular code has two options. So in this scenario, you would request an assist via EFR to go to HIM to get guidance on which code, obviously, to select. So if you hit this scenario, you just cancel out of your downgrade option. So the button is still available. You haven't actually downgraded it. And then you can go ahead and put the claim on hold. And we created a specific hold reason. For this reason, it's called I-10 HIM hold. And then just go ahead and apply to put that claim on hold. That way we have a separate bucket of claims that we know where are pending HIM response. Once that response comes back, you're able to go in, make your selection, whatever they need to be. I'm just going to select some here so I can get through it. And then, of course, in the event there are additional codes that need to be added to the claim that HIM has sent back, you still will, you will always have the ability to do a manual entry as well. You can still do that. If you have additional codes that HIM sends back that are not in your table, you can still add those. And then the same process would apply. You would go ahead and edit your claim, satisfy any additional edits that may hit on the claim. So we've got some procedure codes that are invalid for this particular payer that we need to take care of. And then you would save your changes. And then when you're ready to send the claim out the door, you can take it off hold. So that's the one-to-many. So let's go ahead and look at, I want to show you what the claims look like that qualify for the date span split. So these are outpatient claims that came in the door. It was one claim when it came through the door. So I'm going to go ahead and click on View and click on Import File, which just shows you what your file looks like as it comes in the door. So you can see this is a one CLM segment, so that just indicates the claim number. So this is a pretty big claim. It's got 42 service lines on it. But if you're familiar with 837, you can see some of the service dates here. We have 10/1 of 2015, and we also have a mixture of 9/30/2015. So the goal here is to take this particular claim, this one claim that came in the door, based on the specific outpatient type of criteria, and go ahead and split that claim into two. So we have one claim that has a 10/1 date and one claim that has a 9/30 date. This is my 10/1 date, and you can see on the service lines, all of my 10/1 service lines have been split out into this claim. This particular claim you would not downgrade, obviously, because you need it to be an I-10 claim. So if you have additional errors on the claim that you need to take care of, like I have a injured ID error, for example, here I need to fix, you would go ahead and do that. Bring your claim to pass status, save your changes, it would go out the door during normal processing. This will also give you a message to claim the split due to the ICD-10 date span, and it's done by the system indicating it's done at import, so this is not a manual split. It also gives you the original claim ID that it was copied from. So let me go to the next claim, which should be your 9/30 claim. So same thing, this one has our dates of 9/30. You can see all of my service lines. I had 25 service lines that had these dates of 9/30. This particular claim, you would want to downgrade because it came in the door with I-10 code. Now, as part of the split criteria, we went ahead and, I apologize, I've already downgraded this claim, but as part of the split criteria, you would still, the diagnosis version actually will update to a 9, but when you hit your downgrade, it works the same way. We just downgrade these codes to I-9 code. And again, this was a split claim based on the date span. So again, you would just update any errors that you have based on any normal processing, update your claim to a pass status, and it would go out the door. So that is all I have as far as the downgrade and the claim split.